Our top story, Warren Anderson's release from house arrest in Bhopal and his flight to Delhi was arranged by the Ministry of External Affairs, says Gordon Streeb, the ex-deputy chief of mission in the United States Embassy. In an exclusive interview to NDTV, Streeb said the United States did not want any action to be taken against Anderson, and the Foreign Secretary assured him that nothing would happen to Warren Anderson during his visit.
We got a call from Union Carbide suggesting that Mr. Anderson would like to come to India to show the concern of the corporation at the highest levels for the victims and to get some sense of what had happened at the plant. But both Union Carbide and I were concerned that there be no action taken against Mr. Anderson. We did not want to have Mr. Anderson come to India to make this gesture and to assess the situation and put himself at risk of being arrested or whatever. So based on that, I checked with the Ministry of External Affairs, and to the best of my knowledge, most of my conversations, or all of them, were with Mr. Raskotra, the Foreign Secretary. And they got back to me and said, yes, they agreed that it would be useful for Mr. Anderson to come to demonstrate Union Carbide's concern, and that they would provide him assurance that nothing would happen to him during this visit. When he got to Madhya Pradesh, to Bhopal, obviously the local officials thought differently. I personally have no idea whether there had been any communication from the central government to the state government or how this all evolved. The only thing is, the next thing I was aware of from New Delhi was I got a call and told that he was under house arrest, at which point I got back in touch with the Ministry of External Affairs and asked what we could do to get his release. They told me that they would check into this. The next thing I knew, they had arranged for his release and transport to New Delhi. When he got to New Delhi, he came to the U.S. Embassy, where we all agreed that it would be best he keep a low profile, not get involved anymore with the public, with the media, or anybody, that the best thing for him to do at this point was to depart India in accordance with the agreement we had, in which case he stayed at the embassy until the next flight to the United States, and he then went to the airport and left. And that was the extent of the arrangements we had made and my own involvement at that time. That I got back from the Ministry of External, from the Foreign Secretary, Raskotra. Now, there's a lot of speculation in India, as I am seeing in the press right now, about who actually made that decision. That I cannot tell you. I have no idea where this went up the chain of command within the Indian government. My interaction was strictly with the Foreign Secretary. I, to the best of my recollection, never talked to the Foreign Minister or the Prime Minister. I dealt exclusively with the Ministry. So who made that decision, I cannot tell you. The only people I dealt with were at the Ministry, and so as far as I know, this was a decision by the government of India at the federal level, at the central level. You were in the very early stages of this event, and emotions run high and so forth, as we saw with the Madhya Pradesh state government. So, understandably, they were very concerned about who was going to be accountable and so forth. But from our standpoint, at this point in time, I advised and agreed with Union Carbide that he should not be coming to India if he was going to be subjected to arrest or any other kinds of actions at this point.